Hello, who dares Rollians? I'm Mike. There is a video following this, which is one I filmed on Monday this week. There has subsequently to that been all manner of a shit show going on in my personal life. All as well as the family and kids and everything else were all fine. Work related, I can't really go into more details like that at the moment. But stuff is happening. It is uncool. It is messing with my mojo. So I don't know how regularly I'm going to get videos out over the next few weeks because this shit show is going on. However, I will try and do what I can when I can. Rest assured, I will do the best to stay safe and well and all that sort of stuff. And you yourselves do likewise and equally. And hopefully we can catch up properly after all this silliness has passed us by. Have fun. I'll catch up soon. Stay safe out there. Thank you. Hello and welcome to Who Dares Rolls TV. I am your host Mike B. It's another week. I'm now a year older apparently. So anyway, pressing for out of the way. What we've been playing? What have I played?
What's Mike played? I really want to know what Mike's played. What you played, Mike? Oh, and you other guys.
So what have we played? Well, played some games. So played some PlayStation stuff. I saw the PSN store had a sale on last week or so, and I picked up Horizon Zero Dawn cheap and Bloodborne Game of the Year edition, both of which had been given fairly good word of mouth from people I'd heard and really enjoyed. I love the Dark Souls games. I played the Bloodborne card game. Kind of seemed like a good thing. Horizon, I'd heard loads of people I know raved about it. It's a big open world adventure, robo dinosaurs, looked kind of cool. Started playing it. It's okay. The aesthetic's kind of cool. The story didn't really drag me in, and it was a bit so sandboxy, a bit Skyrim-y. I kind of was like, just a bit of, just give me some direction. So it was all right. So I moved on to Bloodborne because I thought I quite fancied that and very much enjoying that. Bloodborne, yes, it's more streamlined on rails, but it's a merciless game. Like the Dark Souls, and I'm enjoying that sort of really more of a challenge type. I like a challenge, like the old school video game days where you go about 2 foot and die, kind of that. So anyway, doing a bit of that. Bloodborne's quite entertaining, quite good, enjoying that. It might give me more feeling of how much I would enjoy the card game. It now, when I'm playing it, going, oh, there was the board game. It was expensive. I'm kind of glad Anyway, that's cool. Other than that, we played some bit Hearthstone. We played Fall Guys on Steam, me and the boys did. It's about 13-14 quid on Steam. It's very arcadey. It's basically Takashi's Castle or It's a Knockout, the video game. It's a battle royale. You're running across courses and trying to survive, and somebody survive at the end of each round, and you go up through tiers. Very basic, very straightforward. Quite good fun. Ben was useless at it. He did say it was his computer. We don't know whether that was the case. But yeah, I played that. And then last night, Terraforming Mars on Steam. Sunday Night Crew, me, Jamie, Tony, Robbie. This week, to switch things up a bit, because we're playing with the Prelude on the Terraforming Mars app Steam game, which is very good, may I say. A great implementation. So anyway, what I said, there was the option to do the I've now forgotten the name of it, but it's the harder cards, more complex cards. You start with no generation of any of your stuff. Corporate era cards are the ones. Should we give that a go? We've been finishing off roughly a game of it in about an hour or so on the app, so it seemed it would extend it a bit. Worth a pop. I'll set the game timer to 2 hours. Let's have a go at it. That was a single worst fucking terrible idea I'd ever had in my life. Tony was playing. So let's get timers ticked down. This is how bad it was. Tony, none of us, I just ticked over the hour mark of playing. My game time, personal game time, just ticked over the hour mark at the end of the game. Whereas Tony's was 15 minutes left remaining of his second hour. He had spent a entire 45 minutes more than the rest of us cogitating his turns. And it went on and on and on and on. Yes. So we won't do that again. Ever. But yeah, do you have a player in your group you suffer some AP? Was there a violent repercussions to that? Did you find a peaceful solution to it, or did you punch the lights out? Need to know. Inquiry minds. Just this may come up again. News. News. That's it. Let's do some news. Big one, I suppose, is one of the big ones is Expo. Have moved the dates of the 21 show to the 30th of July through to the 1st of August. Currently, where we look at where we are at, it still seems quite optimistic. And now, as it stands, I have hotels still booked. But now they're at the wrong dates and they were moved from my booking for the previous year. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to nudge them again. I haven't tried yet, to be honest. Maybe I should have got straight on that, but I haven't done it. So I'll drop them an email maybe today. See, so it's number one. If I can move them to new dates, fine. If I can't move them, well, then that is really my feeling at this point in time. Because I can't see myself going. Even if it goes on at that point, if I can't get a hotel, I've already sunk money into that one. Yes, it's been spent, but it would be nice to get something for that money. So yeah, if I can't move them, then I can't see myself rebooking because it's a risk anyway to rebook. Is it going to be non-refundable? Is that even going to go ahead still? Lots of if, buts, maybes. I would love, don't get me wrong, I would adore and love that if the Expo could take place this year. I love the Expo. I love a live gaming show. It now with the move pots it between technically Gen Con and Spiel, not Spiel, and something else. There's a few things going around if they all take place. I mean, again, it's all kind of... so anyway, yeah, there we go. There was all that going on anyway. So that's the Expo's moved the dates. We'll see. I think we'll see where we're at Easter. I think it's probably a good gauge. If the infection rates come down, if the new variant hasn't killed everyone else still outside their house, many things have happened, and maybe. We'll see. What else? Oh, yes. So Portal Games over the weekend, on my birthday, in fact, on Saturday, did a live stream from PortalCon 13. And as I said, I would live stream my reaction to it, and I did. The one, Ignacy, I'm blaming Ignacy for this. He seemed to have confusion over the timings because it was listed as one thing. It actually started at this time. It was supposed to be at 3 o'clock is what I thought. But it actually started at 2 UK time. That may be me being an idiot. Anyway, so I fortunately was set up as best as I could and did as what I could. First time doing it. Moments of me staring blankly into the screen, even more so than normal on this show. Anyway, let's do a recap now. If you've not watched it, it is available to watch. It is what it is. But I'll go over now very quickly what the big pertinent points of all of that was. Number one, there is coming to Kickstarter is a football management game called Eleven. Having looked a little bit more into this, apart from confusing all the American reviewers who were doing live reactions of like, what's this? Foosball. So yeah, no idea of football, soccer is their thing of football. Anyway, it looked like there was confusion. Moving that aside, he'd quoted Pret-a-Porter in amongst this of the games that have kind of influenced towards this. The Pret, if you don't know, is very quite cool Euro worker replacement game, but it's based in the fashion industry. It was out of print for a long time, got reprint recently. Actually, one I've never picked up. I've played it and the old version, but I've always been I wanted to own. I don't own it, so I need to probably correct that at some point. Anyway, really solid game. So that was quoted in it. So I think, whilst I have I don't understand football. I don't follow it. I can World Cups occasionally. I do if we're in it. I've watched a couple of them, but really football's not my thing. I know Ignacy's a big football fan. I can't remember who he supports. But potentially, if this is a really cool engine building Euro-y game engine beneath this, it's a great theme. And there isn't many football games out there. Not really of that sport related stuff. It's very few of them. There's only a couple I can think of. There's Wembley that was from Gibson Games, which is an old, think 70s 80s game, and then there's a few Kickstarters for a few years ago which have kind of dissipated. So yes, there's that. Could be interesting, especially if you're football fans. I know Tony and Jamie, part of my Sunday group, are big football fans, so they might enjoy it. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. It's coming to Kickstarter. We don't know when, but that is. The other one was Dreadful Circus from someone. Why, I forgot his name. Anyway, he's a good designer. He did Red Planet thing. Yes. Move on. Fiducci? I want to say Bruno Fiducci. I don't know. Him, maybe him. Anyway, Dreadful Circus. I kind of brushed over it on the live stream. Actually, going back and doing a bit of homework on it. It is a card-based game, but the core twist in this, and it feels like it's a bit of auctions and engine building and other stuff, and a bit legacy-ish feel, because half the deck that you're drafting off and auctioning off or bidding on actually contains the rules for the end game scoring. So as you buy and play out cards, you are essentially altering how the game ends. The rule book, apparently by all accounts, does not have game end rules in it because they're on the cards. So every time you play, there's going to be a different way. So I don't know how it all seamlessly fits together. I don't know really necessarily all of how it works, but actually doing the research and looking a little bit more into it, it does sound quite interesting. So yes, but other than that, I don't know what else is going on with it. The theming, it said Dreadful Circus, it kind of looks a bit Tim Burton-ish gothic from the box, but there's nothing else to go on. But does sound rather cool. And the third big news that came out of this was Dune House of Secrets, which is a Dune license. Portal got a Dune license. Pretty fucking cool. And the House of Secrets, this game is a storytelling game. It is using the detective system, that basic storytelling thing, and throwing that into the Dune universe to produce these Dune stories. It comes with 3 stories in it, 3 chapters in it, and a 0 chapter which kind of sets you up and gets you playing a tutorial. I'm now a detective. I'll be going out on a limb here and say, I really thought Detective was one of the strongest launch titles come out of Portal for a long time. They've had a sort of rough patch a few years back, but they've had really bounced back in the last year or two with, Detective is cracking. They've been doing a lot more support on Robinson Crusoe, which I think still is a solid game. And then there's Empires of the North, which take Imperial settlers and reimagined it into a more streamlined, user-friendly version of that game, which again I thought was really good. So June, I love Detective. I've got to still play the season 1 actually set that I was buying last year. I haven't had a chance to do it. It's like a more easier base level thing. But Detective was very solid in what it was trying to do. It turned up on my top 50 games, and I've rated it very highly. There was all that. There was some other bits and pieces. There's Robinson Crusoe Book of Secrets, which is, I'm not entirely sure it works, but it looks like it's maybe possibly a bit of a choose your own adventure thing. There was a stream on it. I didn't get around to watch it. I'll have to catch back up on that. But yes, that sounds kind of cool. And a co-op mode for Empires of the North came out, I think it was. There was also one for 51st State. No, co-op mode for 51st State expansion and a solo mode for Empires of the North. Anyway, my reaction video, if you want to watch it, is on YouTube at the moment. If you want to see that, it covers that, but actually not as in depth as what I've just covered, but you get the feel. And I'm also doing a little bit of retrospective on Portal games, which is coming up. I need to do a little video on that, just because Portal, I like Portal. But I'll go into that in that one. I'm apologising for something. Well, there's not really an issue. So if you've been following the Who Dares Rolls website, going to that, I've been tweaking with our Patreon account and linking it between the websites, so WordPress and Patreon, meshed a bit better together. And it looked a very cool option because it meant if I posted something per Patreon, it would automatically post that to the website, and the website would do the rest of the thing. Very cool, brilliant. So I thought excellent. So I was then able to post onto Patreon. Has videos and stuff to it, and what was happening is essentially, if you go to the website, is the posts have been flinging over into the WordPress site, but not actually sending the video links or anything, which I was unaware of until Charlie brought it to my attention the other day. I think I fixed that now. So for the minute, that wonderful plan has gone out the window, and I'm back to trying to post it in 5 different places to post it. So it's a technical thing. Don't worry about it. Charlie obviously put a new Who Dares Rolls. More or less, video came out the other day. It was, I think, about 4 or 5 days ago. That's up there with his latest RPG picks and some other stuff, if that's of interest to you. And I've got the last part of the top 50, and I promise you it is the last part of the top 50 to edit and drop, actually, which I need to do that. So yes, other than that, what I've been up to, I've been watching a couple of bits. I watched Alien 3 the other day, because I've been kind of diving back into the Alien movies, because I've got a bit into the Alien with the Air Force 9 new game. So yes, Alien 3. I always quite liked Alien 3 anyway, even I know it had its knockers at the time. I've got a bit of a history with it in regards to when I was working for Nintendo. I ended up having to find myself at the Pinewood Studios when they were filming Alien 3 there, doing a shoot for Nintendo for the new SNES at the time, and we routed around all over Pinewood Studios. Mate Mel was there, and we had a lovely time, and we saw the Lost Ark of the Covenant in a rubbish tip, got to find the main road where they filmed Batman and walked down the tarmac road of that, and peeked into the 007 cage where they were filming Alien 3. So all of that is there, so it made it much more interesting to me. I like the aesthetic of it. It's David Fincher's first studio movie, and it does some really dark and twisted and different things than what the other ones. It could have easily gone for just shooty. There's a whole tumultuous story behind the making of Alien 3. If you don't know, that it's well worth digging into, or look at. I think the extras on the Alien disc is on that. Anyway, Alien 3, I really like it. I like the aesthetic of it. I know it killed off characters at the start that a lot of people. And yes, it would have been cool to see where they went, but okay, it didn't. It's a different thing. But actually, there's a great cast of English actors in there and faces you'll know, little cult actors and stuff. Very good, very cool. I do quite like it still. I think it's really solid. So I watched that, and also watched the other day Son #1 Dragged Him Down, and we watched Children of Men, which I've not seen for a while, and I raved about it and loved Children of Men when it first came out, which is now getting on for over 10 years or so, shockingly, believe it or not. Watching it again, and it's been some years since I last watched it, even though I love the movie, it's just how well done that is. It's a brilliant directed movie. There's some fantastic one-take shots in there. It cranks the tension up. And not only that, watching it now in where we are here, at the time it's set in 2027, I think is the date it's set, it doesn't feel too far removed from where we might have been heading, actually, to be a certain extent. It's a depressing, no longer fantasy even. It really does feel almost a little bit too close to the truth, actually, in the current times. It is a brilliant, riveting movie. It's fantastic. It's very tense, and it cranks up as it goes down. And wow, it's a great cast again in that. Children of the Men. Yeah, it's really good. Watch that if you've not seen it. If you've never seen it, go and watch it. It's fucking brilliant. Anyway, there was that. It was my birthday. Quickly go there. Some birthday stuff I did get. I got Psycho 2 on Blu-ray. Son #1 must have been watching and knew my rave about Richard Franklin. This is Richard Franklin's Psycho 2. We'd covered him in Road Games in my Old Man Movie corner. It's Old Man Movie 2. This, in my opinion, is potentially actually better, in my opinion, than Psycho. Psycho 2 is my preferred movie of choice between the two. I think it's really good. If you've not... other than this, I got The Aliens, Get Away From Her, You Bitch. Expansions, the only other bit of the expansions I didn't have for the Aliens Air Force 9 game. This adds a lot more boards and cards and more minis and stuff, and a mode where someone can play as the aliens in it. It's cool. I've not really played enough of this at the moment. I'm in the process of painting the figures. So, yes, we'll review forthcoming at some point when I can sit down and play it. And then also got said this, talking of Alien, there we go, the making of Alien. There's an Aliens one of this as well, and hopefully at some point they do an Alien 3. This is gorgeous, but with some lovely, loads of storyboards. Ridley Graham's, there we go, it's Ridley Scott's pretty much storyboarded the entire Alien movie. So yeah, this has got, it's gorgeous stuff. Absolutely loads of really nice shots. Not a lot of photos in it that I've not seen before. The chest burster, let's not put that on there. But yeah, it's a stunning, gorgeous book on the making of Alien. I probably know most of this, but I do like reading stuff like that. So that was birthday presents out of the way. There's anything else there. So there we go. There is this week's episode. Coming up, who knows? There is, as I say, Charlie may have another episode soon at some point, I guess. I've got the last part of the top 50. There is a few other bits and pieces circling around I need to look at. The review of this, reviewing the June Imperium when I get a chance. There's a Portal retrospective thing I was going to do, and probably some other stuff that I promised and haven't done at the time being. Anyway, here we go. I've been Mike B. This has been Who Dares Rolls TV. Enjoy your week. And we're nearly into February already. Christ. Here we go again. Have a lovely one. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to all new subscribers and stuff. Goodbye.